I'm Ginger Seamus, founder and CEO of 7 Core Wellness, as well as one of your Healthy Habit coaches. And this is 10-ish minute workout number 3. So yes, there are 2 other ones that have been done. So go check those out if you haven't already. And these short workouts are super perfect of trying to get that consistency of movement in, whether you were starting for the first time and trying to really get in some movement in, like I said, consistently, or stuff's going on and you can't get your normal 30 minutes to an hour, whatever, movement in. A little bit of movement's better than no movement at all. So that's what these videos are for. All right, so let's go ahead and start with warming up here. I want legs to be wide as you reach from side to side. Now, if you're not familiar with these 10-ish minute workouts and how they are, by the time we're done, it's more like 15 minutes. What's 10 minutes long is the actual interval workout that we'll be doing. We've got 5 different moves that incorporates core as well as cardio. And they're going to be the intervals for 30 seconds. We work and do that move, 10 seconds of rest. We move on to the next one. So we repeat 3 rounds of that, and that takes a total of 10 minutes. Okay, I want you to stretch back and reach. Stretch back and reach. Good. And when we get done with this, a little bit of this workout warm-up that we're doing, I'm going to show you the moves before we get started, okay? Because one thing with the short rest times, we don't have squat forming. We don't have a lot of time in between for me to explain stuff, so I want to start stuff in the beginning so you have an idea what's coming and how to modify for yourself. The point here is of trying to get quality moves in that time, not quantity, more quality. Time intervals allow for you to do some big arm circles, for you to be able, let's do some marching, to move at the pace that works for you. All right, so that's what I like about it, because whatever pace you move at is absolutely perfect. All right, we're gonna come down. You may want a mat. You don't have to have one. You may want one. Otherwise, it's just gonna be you and your body weight. So we're gonna start down with 2 things for core. So let me I'm just sharing with you these 5 moves, and then we're moving on, then I'll start the interval. So this first one's called beast pop-ups. So some people know this as tabletop position, palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I want toes curled under, okay? Push that ground away from you. You don't want your shoulder blades sinking and collapsing in together. Push that ground away from you. I want tailbone out. Let's not curve. We want that spine flat. So tailbone out. And we'll be popping up our knees just barely off the ground and then bringing them back down. Popping them up off the ground and bringing them back down. The benefit of this is that deep transverse abdominis, so your corset muscles, your deep core muscle, it fires and then relaxes. Fires and then relaxes. Fires and relaxes. So when you're moving in everyday life, you want that transverse abdominis that helps protect your back to instantly fire when it's ready and it's needed to be used, okay? All right, so those are called beast pop-ups. Your second move, we're gonna just turn over and we're gonna do some bridges. So you're gonna do up and down, bridges, feet are hip distance apart, toes are in line parallel to one another, and you're gonna be bridging up and down. You can put your hands up if you want to, otherwise you can have them by your side as you engage your glutes and hamstrings. All right, up to our feet, up to our feet for exercise number 3. We're gonna be doing a squat, the knee, knee, squat, and maybe alternating which knee leads first. Talking about squats again, butt goes back, weight kind of shifts more towards the back of the heels, making sure you're not coming up on your toes, all right? So squat, knee, knee. Then we've got punches. I want you to stand, I want you to get your dukes ready, and you're gonna be punching at it. You're gonna be giving all you got. Engage this core. I don't want twisting in the torso. No twisting. Power is coming up from your core and out through your arm. That is number 4. Number 5 is gonna be forwards to backwards shuffles. So you're gonna start in one, and you're going to be kind of wide legs, forwards and backwards shuffles. You can make it more narrow too. Either way, That's what we've got for today. All right, so those 5 moves. Here we go. We're going to get started. And 10-second countdown, then our 10 minutes of work is going to start. Let's get down to the ground in our beast position. Ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Barely lift the knees off the ground. Come back down. Barely lift the knees off the ground. Come back down. That's what I want you to do. When you do this, you should feel your lower abdominals especially, they fire. And again, make sure your tailbone's sitting out and your back's not rounded. You got 10 seconds of this. It fires, and then relax it. Fire, and then relax it. 2, 1. All right, flip on our back for our bridges. Feet are parallel with one another. Hands are either by your side, or maybe they're up in the air. 2, 1, press up through those heels. Squeeze those glutes and hamstrings. Fully try to extend out your hips. You don't want to over squeeze and overextend, but you don't want to like barely get them off the ground, okay? So hips up and down, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings, get that back chain of muscles that get kind of inactive from sitting so much. You've got 5 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1, up on your feet. We have the squat, knee, knee, okay? All right, so it's a little bit of brain thinking here as we do this. So you're going to squat, the knee, knee. Squat, then maybe switch the knee. That ends up being the leader knee, all right? One thing is if you think too much about it, you get yourself confused. So I'm just gonna keep going. And I'm not alternating my knees now because I'm thinking too much about this. Doesn't matter, just keep moving. 2, 1. All right, we've got punches. So get up those dukes, keep them by your face. Yes, I want your hips, your torso square with your shoulders. No twisting in the body as you punch. Punch, 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 punch. Come on. Comes out from your core, through your core, out to your shoulder, and your arm goes out. Good, good. Don't let your hands drop. Might have a little wiggle in your body, but otherwise try to keep the rest of you still. You got 7 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got these front to back shuffles, okay? I like to keep my legs a little on the wider side. You can be the one, you can be stepping and doing shorter ones. Otherwise, try to go wide and run back. Wide, run back. Good. Now remember, if you need longer breaks than this 10 seconds, just take a pause, catch your breath, and come back and join. All right, good. We got 8 seconds. Keep it up. You might be just step walking. That's totally fine. 2, 1, we're back on the ground. We've got, our beast pop-ups. On all fours, here we go. 2, 1, pop up, back down. Pop up, back down. Push, keep pushing that ground away from you. Barely lift the knees up off the ground. It's not as hard. A lot of times we want to come way up here. I don't want you to do that. We're just getting the lower abdominals area to fire. Your quads, you might be feeling it in your quads too. Push that ground away. Make sure your palms right underneath those shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. All right, bridges, flip over. Lay on your back, knees are bent. Feet are parallel with one another. Hands up or to your side, whichever one you want to prefer. Up and down. Squeeze. Actively think about it. Just don't move the hips up. Like actively think about squeezing your butt cheeks together. That helps the extension in our hips. A lot of times we have very tight hip flexors because of sitting so much during the day. This is doing opposite of what we do all day long. 3, 2, 1. Great. Up on your feet. We've got the squats, knee, knee, okay? All right. 2, 1. If you're having a hard time, your brain is, about this, the goal is just to keep moving. Squats, do some knees. Or maybe you want to just stay up and do knees and not do squats. Totally fine. 10 seconds. 3, I'm sort of thinking about things. 2, and 1. All right, we got our punches. All right, here we go. So a little bit of a ready stance. Knees are bent, butt's a little scooted back from right here. All right, and we're punching. All right, so there's no bouncing up and down in my body. There's no twisting of it. Good. You're doing great. You might have a vision of what you're punching at. 8 seconds. Go at the pace that works best for you. 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got the front to back shuffles. So you might just be stepping a little bit like this. You might not go as big as I am going, but that's okay. All right, get the frontwards. One reason I'm going wide leg versus narrow leg is because it's a little different. I don't usually walk or move like this, right? And we always want to try moving our bodies in ways that we don't normally to work different muscles. So that's the reason. And of course, going backwards, we don't do that often. All right, 3, 2, 1. Last round, one final round. Here we go. All right, up on all fours. Palms underneath the shoulders. Think about form. That's what's important. Form, fire, release. Lift up, release. Lift up. Again, this might not be super strenuous for some people. It's just getting that internal core muscle firing, because that's what a lot of people lack on helping them stay stable. 3, 2, and 1. Is that big transverse abdominis in there that goes, like I said, it's like a corset. It goes around to your lower back. It helps to protect your lower back. All right, bridges. All right, woo, fill in the hamstrings. They're working too. Pressing up through those heels. Good. All right. You've got 10 seconds. Be up on our feet for the mind move. I'm calling it. 2, 1. All right. Okay. Here we go. Whew. Little squat, knee, knee. All right. I'm going to try to not talk as much and see if I can actually do this the way I originally said. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I almost had it. That last one I messed up. All right, get your ready for punching. Ready stance. Ready stance. Hips, feet a little wider than hips. Getting ready. And go. Punch, 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 punch. Good. Maybe you got some light hand weights. You could totally grab those and do this with this. I'm very light, it's like 2s and 3s. No more than that, really. For shoulder muscles, you know, a little bit of weight goes a long way with the shoulder muscles. 5 seconds. 2, 1. All right, here we go. We have front to back shuffles. The last 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Get my feet a little wide and go. Good. Keep moving. You move at the speed you just can move. You keep going. We're almost done. Final 10. 2, 1. Great job. You've just finished a 10-minute workout. Your heart rate should be up some. You've got some alternatives. If you're like, I want to go again, you got the time for it, go again, or go back and check out one of the other workouts, 10-ish minute workouts that are available, and add that to that. So I'd love to hear from you. If you're taking advantage of these, you can reach out by social media, 7Core Wellness, emailing me at Jen at 7Core Wellness, all those sorts of things. So, all right, thank you guys for joining.